Hey everyone, I'm in Bel Air, Maryland, and I'm here for the first, hopefully annual Maryland Italian Festival. So we got 18 food vendors, and we also have a lot of rides. You can see there's an inflatable leaning tower of Pisa, which is literally leaning behind me. And I'm gonna check out the vendors, I'm gonna check out the live performances, the cooking demos, and some of the other things going on here at Maryland Italian Festival. So no surprise, the food vendors tend to have the largest crowds. So I only recognize one of the names here, and it's Liberatore's because I had dinner there last night. But you can see the pizza spot has a really, really long line. But I think the longest of the lines, as far as what I've seen here so far, goes to Di Pasquale's, which is from Baltimore. Each vendor has a little sign, and they highlight different regions of Italy. In this case, Sicily. You have Ina, you have Palermo, and then there are even more as you look around. So this one here is Basilicata. This is the Di Pasquale's menu, and there's a little more detailed version of it right here. So they have street food, authentic Italian street food, which is basically lamb skewers. Now, Lamborghini looks pretty interesting. It's roasted lamb, red onion, tzatziki sauce, and arugula. Tutto Fresco is from Harford County, and here they have very American, I would say Italian-inspired American dishes like drunken chicken parm, which is chicken parm, sort of an American version of an Italian dish with vodka sauce, garlic parmesan tots, and a beefy Italian burger. And some of the vendors are from Wilmington, Delaware, like Fusco's, Italian Ice. So this place has been around since 1957. I believe they're in the Little Italy section. And one interesting thing here is you see these Italian ices, and they do not give straws. I'm going to walk over here and actually show you the sign. No spoons, no straws, but at least no additives. And this is the smoke right here, which you can see coming from a couple of the vendors. Di Pasquale's one, and then right here, this is a vendor which is from Harford County, Maryland. The closer you get to the rides, the more of a county fair vibe you kind of get. You got Zeppole. It looks like we have like fried Twinkies, Oreos, Snickers, things behind me. And the more traditional snack food is in the back, which is also where the rides and the different entertainment is. So here you could break the balloon and you win. And then here you got other things like caramel apples, cotton candy. This looks like a little basketball thing we have right here. So they have some pretty intense rides here, and that's the Leaning Tower right over there. One thing I recommend is, if you've just eaten from 5 of the food vendors, 5 of the 18 food vendors, I don't recommend going on a ride like this. That's gonna loop you way up in the air, and eventually it's just gonna keep rocking back and forth. And I would do that when you first get here as opposed to when you've just eaten. So right there, that does not mix well with pasta, cannoli, and some of the other things that are on offer here at Maryland Italian Festival. There's a bocce tournament going on right behind me. These are the brackets. And then right here, for anybody to watch, there's the game right there. And they even have bleachers in front of the Roman Coliseum where you can sit here and watch the bocce game. It kind of reminds me in Corona, Queens. A little less crowded in Corona, but you know, you can still watch the old Italian guys play bocce at that little park right near the Lemon Ice King. Behind me is the stage where all the cooking demos take place. So they're getting ready to do Mangia with Michelle. So that's Michelle Di Pietro. She's setting up right back there. She's an author and also a chef from South Jersey. So a lot of the people coming here are coming from New Jersey, Delaware, and of course Maryland.
Are you having a good time at the festival? Eating a lot, I hope. As Andrew said, my name is Michelle Di Pietro, and I'm a chef and a culinary consultant. I also wrote a cookbook, which I am going to be doing a book signing for afterwards. It's a soup cookbook called Superfied. And I'm also a food blogger, and my business is Mangia with Michelle. So today I'm going to actually make 2 recipes for you, both with my favorite Galbani ingredient, which happens to be their ricotta cheese. And actually, the only thing I'm cooking today is pasta. So before we get started, I'm actually going to put the pasta in the water so that it's ready by the time I need it. Tomato, or a grape tomato. What you want to do is you just want to cut it into quarters. So you just take it, cut it in half, cut it again, and there you have it. Cut it into quarters.
And it wouldn't be Maryland without crabs. So if you take a look behind me, this is Papa's, and they have crab cakes, and then they also have crab cake egg rolls, which I don't know, maybe a few years ago became a thing in Baltimore, probably other parts of Maryland as well. I had one in Baltimore. It was one of the most delicious things I tasted, probably only second to the crab pie, which I had in the northern part of the city. I'm trying the crab cake egg rolls from a place called Papa's, which is right near the entrance. So really what these are egg rolls, cut in half, cut down the middle. They were not that way when I had them previously in Baltimore, but Papa's is all around Maryland, mainly in the Baltimore area, but they're cut right down the middle, which is kind of nice because then you can tell it's all crab meat inside. You have to eat them right after they come off the fryer. They hold together really nice because they are deep fried, but if you really want to get that crisp, you got to eat them right out of the fryer. And this is really an interesting way to eat a crab cake. I don't think this was really a thing until about 2020, right before COVID. I don't think I tried these until that year. It was 2020 from what I remember. And I've always enjoyed them. Second probably only to the crab pie, which is also available in Baltimore. This one here is pear sacchetti. So this is kind of a savory dish with a little bit of sweetness, I would say. So these are little pasta stuffed with mascarpone, and it's also stuffed with pear, and then there's some kind of berry compote on the top of it. So this is what the sacchetti looks like. It's sort of sweet. It's got the pear, and it's not quite a dessert, but this is really one of the more interesting things I've tasted. Now, that's it for the pear sacchetti. They're based in Falston. It's called The Local, the place where they get it from. And it's not on their regular dining menu, but it is available for catering. And I'm really glad that that's what they brought here. I'm trying a rosticini, which is an Italian street food. In this case, it's lamb on little wooden skewers. So I got these from Di Pasquale's, which is a market in Baltimore. They have one of the stands here. It's one of the longest lines. And the family comes from Abruzzo region in Italy, which is where this is a popular street food. And I'm looking forward to giving these a try. So these came right off the grill. There's a little salt on them. Besides that, there's not much seasoning, but it definitely has some flavor. So I'm trying the veal spezzato, which is from Ristorante Attilio, which is in the Little Italy section of Wilmington, Delaware. So this is a veal stew topped with broccoli rabe. It's veal, mushrooms, peppers, and so the veal spezzato, that's not something I'm really used to having. I've probably only had it a couple times in my life, but I want to say there is a little bit of spice to it. I'm not sure if that's from the peppers, but it's slow cooked, so the veal's very tender. I like that they have mushrooms in there, and I'm really impressed with the variety of food that you could get here, because there are 18 vendors, but it's not all just basically pizza, fried ravioli, and other things like that. That's here, but I like how some of the vendors are really mixing it up with what they have. So I'm here with Larry Noto, who's in charge of the marketing for the first Maryland Italian Festival. This is huge. It was I wasn't sure what to expect. I'd never been to Bel Air. How do you kind of feel about the turnout here?
The turnout has been unprecedented. I mean, we're looking at almost 10,000 people on our second day for a first-year festival. We couldn't be happier.
Okay, so you got about 18 food vendors, and one thing that really surprised me was it wasn't the typical pizza, pasta, calzone. Like, I found like a veal dish I'm not used to seeing.
Right.
Other things, like I found a Lamborghini sandwich from Di Pasquale's, like other things that so like the variety's pretty good. Why Bel Air? I've never been to Bel Air until now.
Well, we're the Society of Italian American Businessmen, and this is our 10th anniversary, and we are a Harford County-based nonprofit. Here in Bel Air is in Harford County. So it made sense to have our big 10-year anniversary festival here in our hometown in Bel Air.
Okay, so you got live music, you got live cooking demos. You got rides that I mentioned earlier. Don't eat too much before you go on that one. That's going twirling around up there.
No.
How long does it take to put something like this together?
I would say about 2 years. It's been 2 years in the making, yeah.
All right. Well, any advice you want to give to someone coming here for the first time?
I would say that to arrive early. Traffic has definitely been heavy today and congested. We had a tremendous turnout. So early arrival, a half hour before the gates open to get a good parking space on site. We've got 4 lots going, and we're going to learn as we go on, but that's the biggest advice I can give.
And this venue is normally an equestrian center. It comes up that way on Google.
Yes, this is the Harford County Equestrian Center. It's been home of the Farm Fair since I was a kid, as far as I can remember. But this is the first time for the Galvani Maryland Italian Festival.
Well, I'm having a great time here, and it was great that we were able to connect.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, Larry.
I faced it all, and I stood tall, and did it my way. You guys have been a great crowd. We couldn't think of a better place to do our first ever concert together. My name is Larry Noto. How about a round of applause for the Little Big Band? Enjoy the festival. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Celebrities, you're halfway there. 1 minute remaining.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step away from the cheese. And for $1,000, please put your hands together for Joe.
Thank you guys. Hey now, all the Lincoln Law buildings did well back in the day, right? Hey, so everybody, I had a chance to think about this, right? Instead of donating this back to the Maryland Italian Festival, I'm looking at an awful lot of puppies out there, and I'm an animal lover at heart. So the $1,000 is going to go back to the SPCA of Harford County.
So right behind me, I guess this is the closest I've been to the Roman Colosseum in almost 2 decades. So I want to say thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe. I got more trips coming up soon. I got Rapid City, South Dakota. I got Redding, California. I got Cancun in the works, Buffalo, New York. It's going to be a busy fall and maybe even winter for me. So again, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more videos with you soon.
Fettuccine, vino, bei castelli, oh, tempi belli e pinelli.